Here's a simple way that you can provide more value to your customers that probably already exist in your pipeline and they're already buying from you. But this one little thing can actually make a huge difference for these customers and allow them to build a long-term relationship for you. And I'm not talking about something simple like a referral program or something like that. Those are great, by the way. We've helped companies develop referral programs and like testimonials and all that stuff, but it's good for what it is. At the end of the day, you just want to provide raw results and raw analysis and data for your customers, especially if you're working B2B, by the way. That's business to business. If you're an entrepreneur or a business that's providing services to another company, to another entrepreneur, to another business, this is probably one of the easiest things that you could do in order to provide something of value to them. You have to put yourself in their shoes. Let's say you're providing a service where you write, copy for ads, or you design graphics for them, or you help them with their social media, or you provide photography services, or you curate content on their Instagram, whatever it is, right? You're providing that service for them. Now, if you're providing that service to that customer, they realize the impact of it. They're like,
oh yeah, this is great.
But at the end of the day, they're not
really sure what it's actually doing.
And you'll see this with almost any industry, by the way. Even if I go to, let's say, Domino's Pizza. I go to the pizza place, I'm like, okay, I know this one product, right? I'm gonna buy this product called a pizza, and I'm gonna put this pizza in my mouth and eat it, and this is gonna cure my hunger. But to what degree is it gonna cure my hunger? I don't really know, right? And sometimes you eat the pizza and you're like,
yeah, well, I'm less hungry than I was, but I'm still kind of hungry.
You're like,
I'm not really sure how full I am. I don't really know how I feel yet.
And you might not even know at all how you feel right away because you don't have the data on it. You really don't. You're just kind of going based off of your feeling. We're like, yeah, okay, I feel good right now, but in an hour, I'm probably going to have heartburn, or I'm not going to feel well tomorrow, or whatever it is, because you don't have that data. That's a very simple example. Another example might be ice cream. Let's say you're slightly lactose intolerant, right? You go out to the ice cream shop, you get some ice cream, you feel great in the moment. You're eating this ice cream, it's delicious, it's amazing, you love it. But then later, you're not feeling so good, right? And why does that happen? Well, because we didn't really have all the data. So at first, we might have felt amazing because we ate this ice cream and it tasted so good and it was a hot day and it cooled us down. But later on, we don't feel so good. Okay, so now we know that maybe it would have been better to go into these situations with all the data in our hands so that we can use that data to learn, to understand how it's going to impact us, to understand not just the short-term implications, but also the long-term impact that it's going to have on our business or, our life. So how can we use AI to do that? Well, AI is a great tool because it can provide a holistic analysis of what you're doing. So basically, a very, very simple add-on would be like a dashboard. Let's say you provide a service where you're doing, you're managing somebody's social media. Great. Let's give them a dashboard where they can log in every single morning and they can see, okay, these are the actions that happen by the company. And because a lot of times it's just visibility. Like, people want to see what's happening. They want visibility into the process. People love that. I've never met somebody who's like, oh, I hate this visibility. It sucks that I can see so much. Like, you're never going to hear that in business. Why? Because people love to see behind the scenes. They want to have a peek behind the curtain. So if you're giving them a peek behind the curtain, you show them everything that's going on. And a lot of times this is why companies can charge premium prices, because they're providing the same service as you, but they're also being the most vocal about it. They're like, oh, hey, in order to get your Instagram gained 1,000 followers, in order to get those 1,000 followers, we did these actions, we created these photos, we edited them, we posted them, we created the captions here, we, engaged with everybody that commented on your photo, whatever it is, right? You have this whole process that's happening. And two companies could be doing the exact same service, but you're gonna feel like you got a better customer experience from the company that told you what they were doing. They're gonna give you a dashboard that said, this is how many photos we created, this is how many comments we made, these are how many people we engaged with, this is how many followers you gained. All of that is visible based on your dashboard. So now when you have that dashboard, you're like, okay, cool. Like,
I feel like I have control over my business.
CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners, they love dashboards. And so that's a really, really big thing that allows you to feel like you have a pulse on your business. So whatever business that is, if you're managing somebody's social media, great. Now, let's say instead you're writing copy for ads. Okay, great. We wrote 10 ads today. This is how they all performed. This one did really well. This one did not do so well. This one did exceptionally well and it got you this much revenue, right? We can show the revenue of each one of these ads and how they perform. So that analysis right there, those statistics, those numbers, people love that. And it might be something else. It's like, hey, I provide a personal training service. And so when we first started, you were curling with your arms 10 pounds. Okay, great, that's fine. But look, 3 months down the line, you're already curling 25 pounds or 20 pounds, whatever it is, right? We got you to that level. So we have a dashboard that we set up for you, and this gives you AI analysis into what you're doing. And really what AI is doing, it's going into all the data that you input somehow, right? Sometimes it's digital, sometimes you have to just manually enter it, but then AI can plot all of that on a graph, or it can create a chart, or it can create predictions, and it can pull valuable insights like, oh, your strength in your biceps increased by 40% or increased by 100%, whatever it is. Like, it can literally go in and provide those valuable insights. And so you're not sitting there breaking your brain on,
oh wow, what kind of valuable insights could I provide to my client?
You just write them down, you input them into an AI tool that can draw all these valuable insights and spit them out as something interesting for your customer. And that right there alone is a huge value add. You're not changing anything about your service. You're not really doing much extra work. You're probably keeping track already, but for you to have, let's say, a sheet of paper and you write down all these different things and then you try to draw something valuable out of it, or instead you could have AI simplify that whole process for you, do it faster, probably do it better, and even maybe give you some sort of AI modeling or predictions on the future of this customer continuing to work with you. Now, when you start getting into that plane of the future, now you start showing them, okay, this is where we're at right now in the first 90 days, but if you continued working with us for another 90 days, sure, the results might slow down a little bit because, sometimes you have extreme growth at the beginning, then it slows down a little bit, but this is where AI predicts that you're going to be if you continue working with us. And of course, we can't guarantee it. A lot of times you can't, but this is where we think you're going to be in another 90 days. So, you could totally go work with somebody else, but we would like to renew the contract with you for another 90 days because this is where we predict we can take you in the next 90 days. And AI has run all the numbers, run the analysis, and this is what it's telling us that we can do for you if you continue working with us. So, what do you say? And see, that right there is such a big value add that I would argue that people would stay with you and continue working with you just because you're providing all these insights. If they go work with another personal trainer, sure, they might be lifting more weights, they might be more efficient, but they're not getting this valuable, oh wow, I have a dashboard and I can see everything and I can track it from the comfort of my phone. People love that. And so if I was going to add something to my business model, to my services, to my products, the first thing that I would add is some sort of AI analysis that gives them a dashboard with all the data that they have with you and shows them what their trajectory is, and if they keep working with you, what that might look like. Alrighty guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.